Hello traders, welcome back to my channel. How are you all doing? Hope you had a profitable week this past week, as the market gave us plenty of opportunities to capitalize on. In this video, I'm going to talk about my analysis for gold, EURUSD and GBPUSD. I will be starting with the weekly time frame, work my way down to the 4-hour/hourly time frame. So we will be starting off with gold from the weekly time frame. As we can see, this past week gold has finally broken out of this range, the 34.50 level, where it kept ranging since April. And this past week, you can see how strong the weekly candle closed, even breaking the previous high of 3500 and creating a new high around the 3600 mark. Currently on the wider or on the larger time frame, that's what we're looking at. The price is still strongly bullish, as we can see over here. Moving down to the daily time frame, again we can see price just after price broke out of this resistance area there at the 34.50 area, it just kept moving strongly to the upside. At a certain point, it retraced a bit, with sellers trying to push price back down but couldn't, and then forming this spin back candle, followed by again this strong bullish candle, forming this new highs. Going a bit lower down to the 4-hour time frame, again we can see price getting to that level again, trying to reject off the level, but price pushing back up, forming this sort of long weak candle, and the next candle after that was a sell candle. So price is trying to retrace back down at this level, because this 3600 level is an all-time high that gold has created for us. So right now, this coming week, what we're looking at is to see if price does retrace down and how significantly price would retrace to the downside. So what I would be expecting from gold is to see a bit of retracement downwards, maybe back into this zone here, or maybe a bit lower down before moving to the upside. But I'll be expecting price to retrace down a bit, and when it does, I will look for where price reacts to, whether it reacts to this support level here, which I will draw very soon, moving to the upside, or if price would end up again rejecting that even lower down back to test this previous high here around the 3500 area before continuing to the upside. So essentially that's what I'll be looking out for with gold in the coming week. I think sellers will try to push price down just because of this strong move that we've seen to the upside. We might see a retracement for a bit, and then price will take off again after some time, possibly when price gets back down to this area. So how do we capitalize on this possible move? So if we go even lower to the hourly time frame, and take that all away. Good. So we go down to the hourly time frame. Let's have a clearer picture of what we're seeing now. Okay. We can see price moving strongly to the upside, making an uptrend, with price forming higher highs and higher lows, higher highs, higher lows, and then going on from higher highs. And right now what we'll be expecting is for price to come down and possibly form a higher low, yeah, and then for going to the upside. Okay. The reason why I choose this area here is that there is a zone here where price can possibly reverse from. Okay. And that's what I want you to take note of in this coming week. Okay, the price could get into this zone here, and this is where you could see a reversal pattern for gold to the upside. Again, one of the tools that you can use to determine where you're going to move from will be your Fibonacci retracement tools. So you can see from this swing low here, and you put it to the swing high, and you can see that that region falls between this 50 or 0.5 to 0.5 to 0.618 area. So if I fine tune this to match that area, this essentially is the zone that we will be looking to see if price enters to give us a reversal pattern. And if we go to a bigger time frame, again you can see that that again falls roughly into a demand zone there. So I will be expecting price within this area and be looking for reversals when price gets into this box here. Now if price doesn't get into this area and price breaks it through, then I will just leave it and not trade it. I will wait for price to give me a sort of buy signal, whether or not it comes all the way down to this, back to this previous highs here at the 3500 level. And if that's the case, then I might be looking for my buy trades down there to the upside. But mostly at the moment, this is the first area that I'll be looking to take a buy trade on before considering this 3500 level. So generally, I am bullish on gold still. I'm expecting price to continue to the upside. I think price would retrace a bit before making that move up. So do not be caught in that retracement. Wait for price to give us a buy signal, and then we can take more buy positions. Next, I'm going to talk about my analysis for Euro USD. Again, starting up with the weekly time frame, and then I'll work my way down to the 4-hour time frame. On the weekly time frame, we can see again the previous weekly candle closed bullish with this bullish pin bar forming on a trend line and the support level. This past week, we can see price came down to test that support line again and then pushed back to the upside, meeting a resistance level around the 1.725 area. So again, this is price more or less making higher highs and higher lows on Euro USD over the last few months, and then got to this area again, bounced up on the resistance area, meeting this downward trend line here, failing to break above this downward trend line, and that's currently where we are at the moment. Going down to the daily time frame, again we can see the move that I just talked about, with price failing to break this downward trend line here. Make it a bit brighter for us to see. Yeah, so this downward trend line here, again against this resistance level at the 1.1725 area. Price got there last week on this daily candle, tried to push above that area but failed to break above the area, so there is still a strong resistance at that level. So again, going lower down to the 4-hour time frame, what we'll be looking for is to see if price continues this move to the upside, bounces from this trend line and this resistance level, and continue the move all the way up. So coming back to retest this, and if the next candle that forms is a strong bullish candle, then I will expect price to continue this move to this next resistance level at the 17 at the 1.178 area, and possibly breaking that area as well to the upside and continuing this strong bullish momentum. But I would expect price to continue this bullish momentum once it's broken comfortably past this zone here. Again, for Euro USD, I will be looking for buy trades. I would see how price reacts to this level. If price, on the other hand, does not form a bullish candlestick pattern or a bullish signal here and continues to fall to the downside, then I would wait to see how price reacts to the trend line again whether or not price would break it, or whether or not price would bounce from that level. And if price does go all the way down to this trend line, then we'll see our reaction, whether we're going to have this where it goes back up, or whether it breaks it down all the way back down to this support level at the 1.159 area. Again, this is my analysis for Euro USD. I am generally bullish on Euro USD as well. I'm waiting to see how price reacts to the 1.17250 area. If it gives me a bullish signal, then I'll just continue this buy trades and wait for the price to just get to the next resistance level and break that as well. If price do not break above this resistance level at the 1.1725, then I'll wait to see if price goes down all the way to trend line and see how price reacts to the trend line. So essentially, that is my analysis for Euro USD. Lastly, I'm going to talk about my analysis for GBPUSD again from the weekly time frame and work my way down to the 4-hour time frame. So on the weekly time frame for GBPUSD, we can see that price has been in this uptrend as well, and also I can got a bit of a downward trend line there, and then on the lower time frame we'll see how price reacts. But price has been testing this trend line as well as support level here at the 1.338 area. Price has rejected off trend line 1, 2, 3 times as well. We can see this long tail forming, which means a lot of buying pressure. Going down to the daily time frame, again we can see the testing, the areas that were tested there. Price coming to test that there, and then there as well, which also coincides with this trend line. And now we're waiting to see how price would react to this downward trend line, just like Euro USD, where price has tested it several times as well. So if price does break above this trend line, I would see again how price reacts to a support level here at the 1.354 area. If we go to the 4-hour time frame, we can see that clearly, where price got to that level there and quickly rejected off it. Okay, so we can see the rejections there and there. Okay, so we've got 1, 2, 3, 4 rejections, and then price again attempted to break out this trend line. So whether or not this is a fake out, we would see in this coming week. So what I'll be expecting again is to see the reaction of whether or not price will continue to move above this area, retest, look for a buy trade here, and then continue to take my buys to the upside. Or if this price continues down, then I'll just wait to see how price reacts here, whether or not it goes back down into this zone here as well as this trend line, and then I'll be looking to take buys from there. But generally for GBPUSD, my bias is still a strong buy. Waiting to see how price reacts to this area there, if price comes down to test it again. But if price does not and it breaks this support level at the 1.354 area, then I'll just looking for buys to take my trade to the upside. So generally for this major pairs that I've spoken about, gold, Euro USD, and GBP USD, I am strongly bullish on all of them. I will just be looking for buy trades. Even if price retraces, I will be patient enough to get for price to get into an area that I'm comfortable with, an area that more or less coincides with my trading plan and what I intend to do. And if everything aligns, then I will take a buy trade from there. I'll try to keep you updated in this coming week as the trade progresses, and if there's any changes at all, I will let you know. So this has been my analysis. Thank you very much for watching and have a great week ahead. Peace.